Think we're ready to start. Welcome everyone to a new episode of the DCMN SCALEup. It is lunchtime, so thanks for joining in during your break. My name is John Hein, and today we're going to have a look inside one of the most talked about brands of the last year. A company that has scaled up almost like no other, especially during the pandemic. And I'm really happy to welcome our special guest today, the head of marketing at Peloton Interactive for the German market. Welcome, Anke Drewicke.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for opening the Snackbox even before lunch. So that's unusual. I don't tell my children. Yeah, I'm Anke Drewicke, head of marketing for Peloton since March last year. Before that one, I worked for Vodafone in Düsseldorf in brand marketing as well, and started my marketing career in Hamburg at Jung von Matt Alster advertising agency. And I'm still living in Hamburg with my family, my two boys of 2 and 6. And yeah, thanks for having me and the invitation.
Awesome. Cool. It's a real pleasure to have you. I was really looking forward to this. And I'm not only saying this because it was a reason for me to finally get out of my apartment. No, it's a pleasure to talk about Peloton and this really exciting combination of a hardware product, content, and a subscription model. But yeah, you already gave us a small introduction about your background. And so you've been working at Vodafone before. I guess that was quite a transition moving from Vodafone to Peloton, wasn't it?
Yeah, Peloton is still a bit of a, I would call it bigger startup. So the processes sometimes, and we are the first not English speaking market. So we build in our processes. At Vodafone, it was really set. So, but it's really, it's not only challenging, but very nice to do it by yourself and to be within that process of building it up and doing all this a bit of a startup thing. So yeah, it was a lift, but challenging and a good one.
Nice, that's good to hear. So I think especially to our German audience, some of the members of the listeners may still think Peloton is a rather new startup, but actually you have been founded already in 2012, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's a really interesting story, as our founder is, I would say, our first member, to be honest. So the bike itself, or the concept and the idea was, I don't know, in a group of friends around John Foley in 2012. It came up in their very personal situation that they were torn between the working stuff and the family stuff, and haven't had enough time for their fitness and their workout routine. And so they invented Peloton. But the very first bike was already sold in 2013, which is, yeah, quite a time ago.
Indeed, indeed. Well, it's always a good recipe if the founders are really into the product and also using it. So obviously, since then, a lot has happened. I think a big milestone was obviously going public in September 2019. And then just 2 months later, you launched in Germany. So maybe you can give us a quick run through of what were like the bigger milestones that happened since your launch in Germany.
Yeah, was quite right, to be honest. When we, since we started in Germany, we have now 6 showrooms in Germany. Mm-hmm. So from north to south, from Hamburg to Munich, which is the latest one that we opened. We have great retail partnerships with Intersport, with Bond, with Bräuninger. And we have a member base now of globally 4.4 million members, which is quite a huge number. You can't even, think what about all the people that are sitting on their bikes at home. In Germany, we have now 4 instructors. We have Eileen Scholz, we started with her, Erik Jäger, Maila Wedekind, and Cliff Dwenger. We are now an app, so the Peloton app has launched last year on iOS and on Android. Yeah, we invented a new category in fitness, strength category, so you can work out with us beside the bike. There are many possibilities. And last but not least, we launched a new product. So Bike Plus, you can see behind me, by the idea of our members, I have to say. So they were asking us for a bike that you can follow the workouts better beside the bike. So with an adjustable screen, surround sound, and yeah, that was quite a lot, I would say.
Indeed. So behind you, that is the Bike Plus or the original?
That's right. That's the Bike Plus.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I wish I had one too, but I'm not there yet.
Talk about it, maybe.
Cool. And would you say the launch would have been just as successful without the pandemic? I mean, it was almost like a perfect timing in a weird way, but yeah.
I'm fully confident about the Peloton concept. It's never been something like Peloton in the market before, especially not in German market. So we not just invented a product, we invented a whole new category. When you think about home fitness in Germany, you are thrown back to the 70s and thinking about the Heimtrainer from Kettler. So, and afterwards there was a long time nothing, and then came Peloton. So that was really a great thing for a time and the needs that came up in the last year. So, and I think there's such a unique combination, as you already said, with a hardware, high quality hardware, with the software, which is really easy, accessible, and the daily new classes and the motivation that gives you this workout in total. So to make a long story short, yes, we would have been successful for sure.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I remember Kettler. Even my dad had one, but it was never been used.
Yeah, don't remind me of that one. Yeah, all the pictures. Yeah.
Cool. Well, then maybe let's make it a little bit more specific and talk about numbers. So you had actually your earnings call last week.
Yeah.
And so you already said more than 4 million users. That means because more people are using one bike, so many more people on a subscription. I think you sold roughly 1.7 million bikes and treadmills across the globe. And the app that you mentioned, so you already have more than 625,000 users, I think. Yeah. Yep. So could you maybe tell us also, obviously we're now in Germany, how much the German market contributed to these numbers?
We knew from the beginning that Germany is a great fitness market. We have over 10 million people who doing workouts every day. But on the other hand, Germany is a great outdoor workout market as well. So the people are not used to doing their fitness routine at home. So it's not, as I said, we just invented not just a product, but also a category, which is we had to explain more and we had to educate more. So it took a bit of time to get the Peloton concept in total explained. And one especially the German market as well, Peloton is really, or is coming out of this boutique fitness idea where you get very high quality classes with a great entertainment factor, but we don't have that in Germany. We have that in urban cities like Berlin or Hamburg sometimes with B-Cycle, but in the rest of Germany, it lacks reference. So what do you compare Peloton with? And that needs a bit of more time and a bit of, more explanation in Germany as well. But in total, we are very satisfied with the Germans and how they like our workout and how they like our concept, but it took us a bit.
So that sounds you're really happy with your first year in the German market.
Absolutely, yeah, great decision for me and for Peloton.
Cool. So obviously you're selling different products still in Germany than in the US. So in Germany, you focus on the original bike, which sells at, I think, 2,150 roughly. And then you have the Bike Plus, the new one behind you, which is the newer bike for 2,690 euros. And then the beauty of the model is that people actually transition into a subscription to access the content for 39 euros a month per bike. Mm-hmm. All numbers correct?
All numbers correct.
Good, I'm happy. So I think it's fair to say then that this is not a very cheap product, at least in absolute terms, right? So maybe you can tell us a little bit more who actually buys a Peloton. Is this just like the penthouse owners in Hamburg, or also more normal people?
Yeah, the target group is mainly you and me, to be honest, and I don't live in a penthouse if I look around me. So it's for the people that really love workouts, that know how important their fitness routine is to their lives, and that they are torn between, don't know, looking over the homeschooling on the one hand, preparing food on the other, and being in a video call, don't know, in the third second. So it's just about how convenient and most effective you can build in your workout routine in your daily life. And if you count the price, or you have financing plans of 55 euros per month for the bike, in addition to the subscription, but you can share it with others in your household. And when I, don't know, sum up what my husband and I have paid for fitness beforehand, compare it now to Peloton, that is that is really a valuable price. So it's not about, don't know, talking about price, it's more talking about the value and the workout and the variety and the quality of workout you get. And it's only, don't know, an arm length away, like in my example, and about the convenience. So value concept versus price concept, and I think that it's still and always very convincible.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Well, then maybe let's transition the conversation a little bit more towards marketing. And I'm mostly interested in two aspects. So on the one hand, user acquisition, and on the other hand, user retention. So for Germany, you said it's actually not such an exclusive target group, but yet I would also say it's not yet mainstream. You decided to launch with a TV campaign. What was your reasoning for choosing that channel? And also how did you define the success of the TV campaign at Peloton?
Yeah, we had to build up brand awareness together with selling products. And when we started in the UK in 2018, you have spillover effects from US, where the product was in the market several years before that. We don't have that spillover effects in Germany. So you have to start really to build up brand from scratch. And for reach and for brand awareness, TV is unbeatable, to be honest. Germany, or Peloton in Germany in total, is a very performance-driven company. So we take everything and figure in conversions. So every TV spend will lead to a conversion. Otherwise, we won't do it, to be honest. So yeah, that was really successful for Germany as well, to gain that reach, to gain that brand awareness, and to get kicked off the purchase intent.
Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty familiar, actually. A lot of our clients do very similar approach on TV, and yeah, it's definitely not a dead channel yet.
Yeah, no, and it was already the media strategy was already done and dusted right before the pandemic. So it just came to it, but that is really how we build up and how we are successful in other markets as well. And that was a successful way for Germany as well.
Okay, great. And obviously you did a second campaign. If we look at the creatives, so in Germany, I think you're working with Kolle in Hamburg for creatives. But if you compare the creatives that you use in Germany with a lot of the ones you use in the US, they're quite different. So I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say the German ones are more product focused and explanatory, whereas in the US you go more onto emotions and tell user stories, right?
Yeah.
What would you say, how do you find that sweet spot of when to change communication from product-based to emotional?
Yeah, I'm a storytelling fan, absolutely. So, and I was waiting for it when we can switch on a bit more to storytelling campaigns and branding campaigns. But you can't do storytelling campaigns when you're not knowing what you're talking about. So it's when you don't know telling around about the world that is around a brand or around a product, you don't even know what the brand or the product is, that's nonsense. Yeah, so you can't do the brand and the storytelling communication without that the product or the brand is set. We have made some first tests with storytelling campaigns and digital only at the end of last year. Okay. So we had a member campaign that's called Reasons campaign. So we're members telling about their reasons why they are with Peloton, why are they going on the bike every day, and why it's so important for them. Really touching, really fan of this campaign, but it was a bit too early in Germany to bring it up in TV, as we were still busy with building up the product focus and explaining the product by itself. But I'm convinced the time will come. So, and we already have some concepts in our shelves that we can bring to life then.
Exciting. Well, then I'm looking forward to seeing those on TV, maybe within the next year or so. Awesome. Yeah, and obviously you also cover, you said it already, digital channels quite a lot. So if we talk about customer acquisition costs, I heard something, and I'm not sure if it's true, but I would like to ask you, is it true that your customer acquisition costs are actually lower than the price of the original bike?
I've never worked in a company where retention and acquisition are so on such a level as with Peloton. So we invest a lot of money, blood, sweat, and tears into retention and to get our members convinced every day and to get them motivated every day. So acquisition is an important tool because we want to sell, we want to gain reach. But on the other hand, we would never forget our members. So, and that is a big thing and a great or important balance for us, because we know that the members giving us so much input, like with the Bike Plus, we wouldn't have invented it by our own, to be honest. And new features that we so that we get or stay fresh with our product concept as well. But on the other side, the members with their mouth-to-mouth campaigns, they are helping us to sell the product even better, even more, and with their storytelling to get the reach and the member base even bigger. So it's just like a circle a bit. We would never focus on acquisition alone. The members are in focus for Peloton, and Peloton will still be, or will always be, a member-focused company, an insight-focused company, and that's why it's so balanced. And yeah, as I said, I never experienced that for a brand before.
Okay, great. I mean, we're going to talk in a bit about how you also use the community product-wise, so to say. But you mentioned retention is important to you, and the numbers there are quite staggering. I heard 94% of the people are still active after 12 months and on a connected fitness subscription. So that would be, for example, a bike or a treadmill in the US. So on one of these, there are more than 21 workouts per month.
Yeah, that's right. We doubled it in nearly in 1 year. So last year, at the beginning of last year, we had about, I would say, 10 or 12 workouts per month. So, but we enriched the variety of our classes. So we gave the people more possibilities to work out and to be more flexible and to build up their workout plans like a module plan of it. So we give them more inspiration, more motivation. And so the numbers raised from to nearly 20 workouts a month, which is crazy if I think that I don't know, hardly manage to get 2 or 3 workouts a week. Yeah, that's quite a big number.
Yeah, I mean, it can almost not get bigger anymore, right? Then you're almost down to a daily workout routine.
Work on the bike then, yeah. I prepare a meal on the bike, you're right.
Great. And so some of the critics would argue now that, well, the pandemic has been a catalyst, and maybe things change when people go back to normal life, like the gyms open again, people go to work. So do you think those numbers will then be negatively affected?
I think the Peloton concept is such a USP and is such a great answer to the change of habits and the needs that came up, especially in the last year, that I think we will be very sustainable. And I think we will we can increase the numbers even more because of the great and convincing concept. We're still just in the beginning. If you imagine, we're just 1 year in the market, so there's so many capacities, and there is so many things that we have on our list. So there's still space to grow, I would say. And yeah, I think we came to stay. So we're not a trend. We're here as a new category, and we're not thinking about to leave. So you can count us in for the next years as well.
Wow. Okay, cool. So we're already getting almost to the end of at least our direct.
Yeah. Sorry. Like so, home office. Yeah.
No worries. That's what happens in Corona times. So already maybe to address the audience, so we will have a short Q&A session in a bit. So please also already start submitting your questions so we can. I guess there are many people who want to ask you questions.
Sorry. Yeah.
Good. So then let's come back to content and community. So in our pre-conversations and also in this talk already, you mentioned how important they are to you. And so you onboarded a lot of new coaches for the German market now. You started new cooperations. Can you tell us a bit more about that and what's to come in 2021?
Yeah, it was really essential to Peloton music as one of our biggest assets. So we made up some great partnerships at the end of last year with Beyonce. We'll follow up on that one. So I'm quite sure. And on the other side, we are doing partnerships on the local side. So we had our first artist rights with Tim Bensko at the end of last year. We had some great partnerships with some great music and artist houses as well. So we will for sure follow up with those. And especially when it comes to music, there are going to be some surprises, I would say, this year. So yeah, we keep the membership busy, and yeah, that's going to be a great thing. And we have a summer of sports this year, so they're going to be the European Football Championship. They're going to be Olympics. So we are a fitness company. So it's really close that we are engaging in those as well, especially when it comes to our DFB Academy engagement.
Yeah, I saw that. Can you maybe explain a little bit more about this DFB collaboration?
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to fitness or workout excellence in Germany, the DFB is standing for it, to be honest, especially with the fitness routines, with the workout routines, with the trainers and instructors that are in the DFB Academy. So we thought, as we are focusing on functional and fitness excellence as well, we thought it could be a great idea to align with them and to work on a partnership base. And that is how it happens. So it's not a marketing partnership, it's a content partnership. We're working with them together. So our trainers talk to our instructors, talk to the DFB trainers and instructors to align on workout plans, to talk about, fitness initiatives and we have football players that train with Peloton. So Manuel Neuer is one of them. There's several others. So there's great alignment, but on a functional and really functional fitness and basis. Yeah.
Wow. I would really love to hear more about it, but time is pressing a little bit, so I have to continue. But it sounds really great. So last question before we open up the floor to audience questions. Maybe what are your personal tips to getting started with Peloton? And another question that came actually from one of my colleagues: did President Biden ultimately manage to get a bike into the White House?
One of the most important questions 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would say. I think the best entrance to get into Peloton workouts if you start slow but steadily. So start best with 2 or 3 days a week, but with a low impact rise. So don't be too don't put too much pressure on you. So start slowly. But take your breaks. That's really essential. We have people on the bikes so really wants to experience more of it and are daily on a bike. So you have to take your breaks to get the better performance long term. I'm always doing a cool down after every ride. So that's always also a success factor, I would say. And I don't know about the last status of Joe Biden, to be honest, but I think we managed it. So as I know us, we will have found a way. I'm sure about it.
Well, that's a really nice thing to have, a president using your product. Well,
influence on the bike. Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Then let me have a look at the questions. There are quite some questions coming in right now. So here, thanks for the insights. How do you differentiate your offer from indoor spinning classes or boutique studios, especially once the pandemic is over? Is it more targeting people outside urban areas then?
Yeah, we've started with out of home campaigns as well at the end of last year. So I think that is still a good break in the media plan for next year as well, especially when it comes to summer. But as I said, the Peloton product is, or the concept is about the classes as well. The classes are motivating in summer and in winter. So, and we have some great plans for the app as well, so that you can use it more aside. We bring much more inspiration on the app when it comes to outdoor running. So we're not doing it on the marketing, in the marketing part that we focused on more in outdoor, but we do it with our product, the Peloton app as well, so that we will get the needs from the members outside there, and that we give them the benefit via the product. Yeah, so marketing and product side together.
Okay. Cool. I hope that answered your question, Torsten. Then we have another one. What's the role of your stores during and after the pandemic, and have you looked at Apple as a leading example?
We're an example for ourselves. And that's a really interesting question, as the stores or showrooms have a different role in our different markets. So especially in Germany, the people want to touch and feel the bike before they buy it. So, and we don't have that great distances like in the US. So you can easily drive to next showroom to have a look at it even before you buy it. And we have sometimes people who are in our showrooms that have driven 200 kilometers just to have a look at the bike. So the showrooms are for touch, feel, experience the bike, sit on the bike, get a real explanation for it, get all the settings that you need to sit properly on the bike, and to get the full concept again, because it's really, it's about explanation and education. And so the showrooms are for that one is special and a great part in that one as well.
Okay, and you can also use your Peloton 30 days as a trial, right?
Yeah. So it's really easy, to be honest. So we We deliver the bike. We call it a white glove service, as we don't deliver it in front of your door. So there's no threshold delivery. We deliver it into the room where you want it. And we leave your room or your apartment when it's set. So before that one, you just can hop on the bike even after delivery.
Nice, so real premium service.
I tell you.
Good. When will the tread arrive in Germany?
We're looking forward to it. So that's always when we launching a product, we are very keen to launch content for the product as well. So we would never launch a product or a hardware without content and without existing classes in the dedicated language. So what we're doing now is that we build up the infrastructure with operations behind the scenes and the support for it. And in parallel, we are searching for trad instructors to produce then the classes so that we're ready to go as soon we can launch the product. But we won't do the one without the other. So this will and have to come together, and we will do it in 21. I'm very sure. And I'm, to be honest, I'm waiting for the date. So can't say no because I don't know it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to happen at the end of the summer.
Awesome. I think our audience is looking forward to it. Good. And maybe two more quick questions. One, I see I'm personally also really interested in. So there are a lot of new and exciting fitness products on the market. Yeah. Some of them only have recently launched. Fitness products like Vaha or Mirror, training stations like Tono, or platforms like Swift. Mm-hmm. Who do you consider your biggest competitor, and who do you think will make life harder for you?
We like competition, first of all, because it always challenges us. It stays fresh. It reminds me of where we're coming from. But as I said, I'm very convinced about the Peloton concept, because this is a really, concept of this 3 hardware, software, and classes feature thing. And there's a real USP, and I don't know who should deliver on that one as in the quality and the on a daily basis like we're doing it. So I'm not afraid, never, of anything, to be honest. But competition is always good for us, and especially for the members, because it challenges you to invent more products and to stay fresh and flexible.
I think competition is almost in the DNA of Peloton, right?
I have to, yeah. Fitness company, so what shall I say?
Exactly. Then someone is asking about a referral program. So first, if you have one, and then also if you could share what's the share of new customers or sales that are coming through such a referral program.
Yeah, we have a referral program. We're not focusing on it in Germany by now, to be honest. It's a program where you can give a code and then you get the accessories for the workout package like shoes and mat and everything by discount. And the existing member gets a discount for apparel as well. So by now, as I said, we haven't one. We are not focusing on one. It's more mouth to mouth thing, and we see it on our social platforms that I wouldn't say they deal with it, but we see members that are providing and offer codes to others. So that's what we want, because that's kind of mouth to mouth effect we want to support. But we're not having any bigger referral campaign supported by marketing by now.
Okay, cool. So really last question now. Do you do anything specific to expand more users per device per household? So basically, do you have any incentives to get the whole family onto the bike instead of just the mom.
Yeah. My husband is working out as well, so with the house. I think it was at the end of last year, we had a great Christmas campaign where we made aware of this this effect. So I think that most of the people didn't know about that you can share the subscription like with Netflix. So it's always an awareness thing. They are aware that you can share with more members in your household. And the campaign was first step to do so. And I think they will follow some more steps. So because that makes the subscription scalable, that makes it even more valuable for all the others. And yeah, and we gain reach with it. So I think, yeah, that was only first step, and they will follow some others to make the people more aware of the subscription share. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. That decreases the price per user, really allows you to go mainstream and big.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, time is up. That's already it, the end of our digital scale-up session. Thanks so much, Anke, for joining us today. It was really great to hear all these insights, and I'm personally extremely excited to see and hear what happens in the new year.
Yeah.
Thank you also everyone for joining us today during your lunch break. Have a successful rest of the day. Stay positive, stay healthy, and see you at the next SCALEup event.
Thank you. Bye, John.
Thank you. Bye-bye.